think as well as a player and the coach, your relationship as a player, don't be afraid to fail. In this situation, there's no consequence at all. I don't get out, I don't score any runs. It's just pure exploration really, and we'll all be different and do it in different ways. Just embrace that. I think if it's not hard enough that you are failing, you can take, like you say, talking about levels, take it up, embrace the failure. You need that in practice.
Okay. We'll finish this little spell for a minute, and we'll just could maybe have a go with a thing about with regards to hitting the targets.
You ready? So again, now I just have to be more precise. Got less back.
Do you use these, Justin?
Do I? Yeah. So I'm sure once we get to Sri Lanka, most of the guys will take one of these out of their own. And like we've got that set up here, with different nets. One net might be facing boulders in here. This net might be, like I spoke about, you're not allowed to have this forward defence, you've got to be right out or right back. And then this net here might be with a half back. So you 15, 20 minutes in each lane, you'll work on different skills, and then finish up that overtraining. When you then get back into the net, facing the boulders with your main back, you hopefully feel a lot easier. So for parents, when they break their back just on the edge, you just chop it in half and got a little training tool.
I don't know what Josh thinks about this, but I've just stopped the machine for a minute, Josh. As much as we're trying to make practice for players as exciting and competitive and fun as often as possible, from my perspective, there is an element of, there has to be a question of volume, and you have to be able to repeat basic skills to be able to do them under high pressure. So, for us to set situations up like this, it is often a case of saying, right, well, we're just going to go through this for a significant amount of time so that you get that confident in your ability to produce those basics in a closed environment, and then you know that when you go to Sri Lanka next week, you're pretty confident that you can deliver them under pressure. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think no coincidence really, the guys who go around the world, the guys who generally hit the most balls are the guys who are playing the best. That volume of practice, it's got to be really good practice. It's no use me coming in and we do this for an hour and I'm concentrating for 5 balls and then I miss it a few if you're not really thinking about it. And if that's your style of practice, you want to do it a bit shorter and sharp, you could be, well, I've got 18 balls and put real pressure on the number of balls. That's it. Whether I miss it 12, I don't get any more of that 18, and so you work really specifically like that. And I think that having that varied practice, and I think that you'll find a couple of guys who, when we get to Sri Lanka, have something that makes them feel challenged, and might be the half back. I might turn up to training and I want to really test myself today, so I'm going to bat in a wicket that's really spinning. I'm going to use half a bat. I'm going to really challenge myself. The day before a game, if I want to feel as confident as I can, I might just use my normal bat, feel like I've done the work with this, I've made it hard for myself, now I'm just grooving my confidence, and I walk into the game the next day feeling like I've ticked off the tough work, I've done the confidence stuff, and I'm ready to play the match.
Okay, we're about halfway through the session, so I'm going to try and shift the focus now to a little bit more around Josh's white balls experiences that he's had. We all know the quality. Congratulations, I don't think I've seen you since you lifted the World Cup, so huge amounts of success. Unfortunately, we don't get to see him enough here at Lancashire, but when he has been here, he's brilliant to have around, and he's played some fabulous knocks for us. Before we maybe move to this machine and do a few off-spin, have you got sort of a couple of minutes on maybe your learnings from your IPL experiences and how some of what we've talked about so far gets adapted to your white ball cricket, and maybe go on from there.
Yeah, I think the main basics of batting against pace and against spin are transferable across all the formats. So if I asked you to name the best players in the world, you look at, if you're talking pure batsmen, we're probably talking Smith, Kohli, Williamson and Root, and these guys have the same basic fundamentals across all the formats, and that's why they're so consistent. So the change of colour of ball, obviously the game is different, I probably think differently, but the fundamentals are going to serve me well. If I can still pick length well, that allows me to attack without as much risk. If I can still pick these gaps, of course the bowler is going to bowl in a more defensive manner a lot of the time. There'll be times in the game where they can really attack, or wickets that allow them to, but generally they're playing on better wickets and the bowler is more defensive, and I'm certainly a lot more premeditated a lot of the time in the white ball game, and I'm thinking, as I would be in a red ball game, how can I manoeuvre the field to how I want it. But in a white ball game, especially where I bat in the 50 over stuff, I may have 50 or 60 balls maximum to face, sometimes it's 30 balls, and for me I want to try and maximise the amount of runs I can score in that situation. So how can I move the field into a position, or how can I access row Z as efficiently as possible to make me score as many runs in that short space of time.
Okay, so one observation I have straight away around having watched Josh play, and my question to you is, have you always been able to do this? But often Josh's first 7, 8, 9 balls, you'll find that he's on 14 or 15, particularly in T20 cricket. His ability to get off strike and get the scoreboard moving right from ball 1 in limited overs cricket is as good as I've ever seen. And obviously that's something you've practiced and got better at, but have you always had a skill for that? And why do you think you're so good at it?
I think I've got more consistent at doing it without as much risk. Sometimes I could be a nervous starter, especially when I was younger, and I'd want to hit a boundary early and that would settle me down. Don't waste balls, that's one of my, I don't like facing dot balls, I don't like the bowler feeling like I want to come out and I'm in charge. From in a persona type way, straight away to say I'm going to dictate terms. They might, especially an off spinner, you might start with a mid wicket and feel like, oh, I'll block off that one. For me, that allows me a reverse sweep straight away. So I don't feel that there's that much risk in it if I play it in my first ball or my 20th ball, because I've practiced it enough. Straight away that option's on. There's no reason why I can't play it, and I might get to the end of the over if I've got a couple of singles, he's locked off a couple, and then 2 balls left, he moves it. That opportunity to score 4 runs off a ball is now gone, and now I might be 4 off 6 or 7 balls as opposed to. So I quite like sometimes taking an option early and trying to really impose myself on the bowler straight away.
Okay. All right, let's see Josh hit a few more balls. Shall we try it's up to you. Do you want to try the off spin or do you want to stay on that one?
I'll try that one.
So we'll set up the white ball scenario. I've got everyone back. I've got to have 4 in the ring, haven't I? I've got to have 5 in the ring in the middle of a 50 over game, which is going to provide a bit of a challenge.